ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Namaste my dear friends, this is third video on Lahari Mahasay's life. Shama Charan Lahari, 30th September 1828 he was born, and he took Mahasamadhi on September 26th 1895. He was known as Lahari Mahasaya, was an Indian yogi, guru and a disciple of the Kriya Yoga master Mahavatar Babaji. In 1861 he was chosen by his guru to revive the yogic science of Kriya Yoga to the public after centuries of its guarding by masters. He was unusual among the Indian holy people in that he was a householder, marrying, raising a family and working as a government accountant. He lived with his family in Varanasi rather than in a temple or monastery. Throughout his life he spread Kriya naturally and rarely sponsored any organizations. Nonetheless, his pious living attracted followers, and he became the guru of many advanced Kriya disciples such as Panchanan Bhattacharya and Swami Sri Yukteswar Giri. For his exceptional lifestyle as an ideal yogi householder, he became a spiritually inspirational figure and achieved a substantial reputation among 19th century Hindu religionists. He became known in the West through Paramhansa Yogananda, a disciple of Sri Yukteswara Giri, and through Yogananda's 1946 book Autobiography of a Yogi. Yogananda noted his Christ-like life and considered him a yoga avatar or an incarnation of yoga. Since Lahari himself was chosen by the yogic master to disseminate the principles of yoga to the world, the book notes that as a guru, Lahari was conscientious and outstanding understanding of his disciples. He carefully directed them according to their natural inclinations. Stressing the practicality of Kriya, he yet allowed students the freedom to worship based on their own backgrounds. He also bravely accepted social outcasts and those of other faiths as his students, despite being a high caste Brahmin in an orthodox Hindu society. Many miraculous instances of his life are also detailed in the book, such as being initiated in a luminous palace materialized by Babaji and reviving a disciple from death. During his retirement years, he often remained continuously in a meditative state in his home parlor without needing sleep and often without even leaving for other parts of the house. Disciples and wandering monks would visit him both by day and night. Trilinga Swami, the famous saint of Varanasi, had praised Lahari Mahasaya in the following words: Lahari Mahasaya is like a divine kitten remaining wherever the cosmic mother has placed him. While dutifully playing the part of a worldly man, he has received that perfect self-realization which I have sought by renouncing everything, even my loincloth. Early life. Lahari was born into a Brahmin family in the Ghurni village, presently a neighborhood of Krishnanagar town in Nadia district of Bengal province. He was the youngest son of Mukta Kasi, wife of Gaur Mohan Lahari. His mother died when he was a child. There is very little known about her except that she was a devotee of Lord Shiva. At the age of 3 or 4, he was often seen sitting in meditation with his body buried in the sand up to his neck. When Lahari was 5, the family's ancestral home was lost in a flood, so the family moved to Varanasi, where he would spend most of his life. As a child, he studied Urdu and Hindi, gradually moved on to Bengali, Sanskrit, Persian, French, and English at the Government Sanskrit College, along with study of the Vedas. Reciting the Vedas, bathing in the Ganges, and worship were part of his daily routine. In 1846, he was married to Srimati Kasi Moni. They had two sons, Tinkori and Dikori, and three daughters, Harimoti, Harikamni, and Harimohini. His two sons were considered saints. Lahari's wife became his disciple and was affectionately called by Guruma. His work as an accountant in the military engineering department of the British Indian government took him all over India. After the death of his father, he took on the role of supporting the entire family in Varanasi. Teacher of Kriya Yoga. In 1861, Lahari was transferred to Ranikhet in the foothills of the Himalayas. One day, while walking in the hills, he heard a voice calling to him. After climbing further, he met his Guru Mahavatar Babaji, who initiated him into the techniques of Kriya Yoga. Babaji told Lahari that the rest of his life was to be given to spreading the Kriya message. Soon after, Lahari Mahasaya returned to Varanasi, where he began initiating sincere seekers into the path of Kriya Yoga. Over time, more and more people flocked to receive the teachings of Kriya from Lahari. To note his high spiritual state, his followers called him Mahasaya, which is a Sanskrit spiritual title translated as large-minded. He was also popularly known as Yogiraj and Kasi Baba by his followers. He organized many study groups and gave regular discourses on the Bhagavad Gita at his Gita assemblies. He freely gave Kriya initiation to those of every faith, including Hindus, Muslims, and Christians, at a time when caste bigotry was very strong. He encouraged his students to adhere to the tenets of their own faith, adding to the Kriya techniques to what they already were practicing. He continued his dual role of accountant and supporter of his family and a teacher of Kriya Yoga until 1886. When he was able to retire on a pension, more and more visitors came to see him at this time. He rarely left his sitting room available to all who sought his darshan. He often exhibited the breathless state of superconsciousness samadhi. Over the years, he gave initiation to gardeners, postmen, kings, maharajas, sannyasis, householders, people considered to be lower caste, Christians and Muslims. At the time, it was unusual for a strict Brahman to associate so closely with people from all castes. Some of his notable disciples included Panchanan Bhattacharya, Swami Yukteswara Giri, and Swami Prabhananda, Swami Keswananda Brahmachari, Bhupendra Nath Sanyal, and the parents of Paramahansa Yogananda. Others who received initiation into Kriya Yoga from Lahari included Bhaskarananda Saraswati of Banaras, Balananda Brahmachari of Devgad, Maharaj Ishwari Narayan Sinha Bahadur of Banaras, and his son. Biographer and Yogacharya Dr. Ashok Kumar Chatterjee in his book Prana Pusa depicts that Lahari initiated Sai Baba of Shirdi into Kriya Yoga based on a passage in Lahari's 26 Secret Diary. He gave permission to one disciple, Panchanan Bhattacharya, to start an institution in Calcutta to spread the teachings of Kriya Yoga. The Arya Mission Institution published commentaries by Lahari on the Bhagavad Gita along with other spiritual books, including a Bengali translation of the Gita. Lahari himself had printed thousands of small books with accepted passages from the Gita in Bengali and Hindi and distributed them for free, an unusual idea at the time. In 1895, he began gathering his disciples, letting some of them know that he would soon be leaving the body. Moments before his passing, he said simply, "I am going home. Be comforted, I shall rise again." He then turned his body around and 3 times faced north and consciously left his body, entering Mahasamadhi. Lahari Mahasaya died on 26th September 1895, 4 days before turning 67. He was cremated according to Hindu Brahmin rites at Manikarnika Ghat in Varanasi. Teachings. Kriya Yoga, the central spiritual practice which he taught to his disciples, was Kriya Yoga, a series of inner pranayama practices that quickly hasten the spiritual growth of the practitioner. He taught this technique to all sincere seekers regardless of their religious background. In response to many types of problems that disciples would bring him, his advice would be the same: to practice more Kriya Yoga. Regarding Kriya Yoga, he said, "Always remember that you belong to no one and no one belongs to you. Reflect that someday you will suddenly have to leave everything in this world, so make the acquaintanceship of God now. Prepare yourself for the coming astral journey of death by daily riding in the balloon of God perception. Through delusion, you are perceiving yourself as a bundle of flesh and bones, which at best is a nest of troubles. Meditate unceasingly that you may quickly behold yourself as the infinite essence, free from every form of misery. Cease being a prisoner of the body. Using the secret key of Kriya, learn to escape into spirit." He taught that Kriya practice would give the yogi direct experience of truth, unlike mere theoretical discussion of the scriptures, and to solve all your problems through meditation. Exchange unprofitable religious speculations for actual God contact. Clear your mind of dogmatic theological debris. Let in this fresh, healing waters of direct perception. Attune yourself to the active inner guidance. The divine voice was the answer to every dilemma of life. Though man's ingenuity for getting himself into troubles appeared to be endless, the infinite succor is no less resourceful. Guru-disciple relationship. Lahari often spoke of the Guru-disciple relationship in the context of Kriya Yoga. He always gave the Kriya techniques as an initiation and taught that the technique was only properly learned as part of the Guru-disciple relationship. Frequently, he referred to the realization that comes through practicing Kriya as taught by the Guru, and the grace that comes through the transmission of the Guru. He also taught that the grace of the Guru comes automatically if his instructions are followed. He suggested contacting the Guru during meditation, counseling that it was not always necessary to see his physical form. Regarding the necessity of the help of a Guru to deep yoga practice, he said, "It is absolutely necessary for all devotees to totally surrender to their Guru. The more one can surrender to the Guru, the more he can ascertain the subtlest of the subtle techniques of yoga from his Guru. Without surrender, nothing can be derived from the Guru." The relationship Lahari Mahasaya had with his own disciples was very individual. He even varied the way he taught the Kriya Yoga practice to each disciple, depending upon their individual spiritual needs. Lahari Mahasaya, full name Shyama Charan Lahari, became known to the truth seekers all over the world through Paramahansa Yogananda's famous book, Autobiography of a Yogi, which has been translated in many languages. The original Kriya process in the age-old Rishi tradition of India, that is from father to son, generation after generation. Thus the process here passes through knowledge and genes from the Lahari Mahasaya, Shyamacharan to Tinkori Lahasaya to Satyacharan Lahari and to Shibendu Lahari. Other teachings, Lahari taught that if one is earning an honest living and practicing honesty, then there was no need to alter one's external life in any significant way in order to become aware of God's presence. If a student neglected his worldly duties, he would correct him. It was extremely rare for him to advise sannyasa or complete worldly renunciation by becoming a swami. Instead, he advised marriage for most of his disciples along with Kriya Yoga practice. He generally eschewed organized religion, but he allowed at least one advanced disciple, Panchanan Bhattacharya, to open the Arya Mission Institution in Calcutta to spread Kriya teachings. Other disciples of Lahari also started organization to spread the Kriya Yoga message, including Yukteswar Giri with his Satsanga Sabha. Generally, he preferred Kriya to spread naturally. Lahari frequently taught the Bhagavad Gita. His regular Gita assemblies called Gita Sabha attracted many disciples. He asked several of his close disciples to write interpretations of the Gita by turning into his own realization. Lahari taught that the battle of Kurukshetra was really an inner psychological battle, and that the different understanding would later become the foundation of Paramahansa Yogananda's commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. God talks with Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita. He also taught that the epic story of the Mahabharata showed the soul's descent into matter and its challenges in retracing its way back to spirit. So here ends this video. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like and share the video and subscribe my channel. Thank you my dear friend. Namaskar.